Hey.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it. Where are you from?
I'm from New York City, born and raised.
What was it like growing up there?
I mean, you have to be independent at a really early age. I think living in New York, like I was like walking to school when I was like 9 or 10 years old, which I think is pretty young. Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. It's like my favorite city in the world. I want to like raise my kids there. I want to live there forever. Now I'm in LA mostly, but I want to go back and just like live in New York as soon as I can. But yeah, it's the best.
Who were some of your musical influences growing up?
I mean, I started playing bass really early on, and when I started, I was 7, and I was doing this program called School of Rock. Do you know of it?
No idea.
I don't even know if they have. Maybe they have one in Chicago, but they have them like all over the states. And basically, the whole premise is like you choose an artist. There's like a few artists that like semester. It's kind of like an after-school thing, and you choose an artist, and you like learn all of the songs from that artist, and then you like perform the songs at the end of the like cycle. So when I started playing, I was like doing this program, and I was learning like AC/DC and Led Zeppelin and Rolling Stone, like all the classics. It was always like classics every cycle. So I was into that music like really early on. And then I got into like Bowie and Prince and more of like the funk stuff as I grew up. But yeah, so like kind of like just like the classic rock to start, and then like funk, and then I got into like jazz, and now I'm kind of into like everything.
No affiliation to the School of Rock movie?
The School of Rock movie is actually based on the one that I went to.
That's amazing.
Isn't that crazy?
I
think maybe like loosely inspired.
Yeah.
Loosely inspired by it.
At what age did you first start creating music?
I mean, I was always creating. I was mostly like playing before I started actually writing music. And then when I started like joining all these bands and having bands of my own when I was in middle school, and we would kind of like write together and make music together. So I would say kind of middle school, but I didn't start writing my own music where I was like singing and writing all the lyrics and melodies and stuff until I was like 17, 18.
You have like the coolest name ever. So congratulations on that.
Thanks. Real name. People think it's fake.
Yeah, it sounds fake.
It does sound fake.
Yeah.
Like born with a stage name, you know?
Did you ever have a different name you made music under before that? Or was it always real name?
No, it was always my name. Yeah. But now I want like because I still DJ sometimes, and I want like a DJ like alias.
What are you thinking?
I don't know, maybe like DJ VIP or something, or
I like that.
Guest list only, or something like funny. I don't know. If you have any ideas, let me know.
All right, I'll think of a list.
Yeah, think of some stuff.
So I know you come from a very creative family background. Did your parents have any influence on you getting you into music?
I mean, yeah, my dad's a like artist, painter, does like installation and stuff. And they're both very supportive of like a career in the arts. So I would say that's kind of where that comes from, but they never like were like forced me to like do music or anything. They were more just kind of supportive of any passion that I have 2 brothers that me and my brothers had. But yeah, I think since they were like so supportive and kind of like understood creativity, that definitely like helped. Yeah, that definitely helped when I was like, I want to do music forever. Yeah.
How was your experience at New York University?
I mean, I was only there for like 2 years before I dropped out. Shout out. I mean, it was good. I went to the Clive Davis Institute for actually I did Gallatin for a year, which is like another school within NYU, and then I did Clive Davis for a year and a half before I left. But I just wanted to stay in New York. Like, I didn't want to go to college elsewhere. I would just like kind of went to NYU because I wanted to be in the city. And definitely met a bunch of kids that I'm still friends with now, and like the professors are cool, but I think you can't really like teach how to be an artist, you know what I mean? So that was kind of that's kind of like my thing with it. I was like, I'd rather just like be touring and doing it than like learning about how to tour and how to do it.
Yeah.
It just doesn't really, it's more of like an experience-based practice.
Was it a tough decision at all to leave school?
No.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm out. And I kind of like slowly weaned off of it. Like my last semester at NYU, I took like the minimal amount of credits, and I made all my classes Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I would like fly out of New York on like Thursday morning, and I would like meet this band on tour because I was playing bass for this band at the time. and all the shows were always on the weekend, so I'd like fly out Thursday morning, meet the band on tour, play the show like Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, and then take a red eye home and like go to class from the airport.
Yeah, you were checked out.
Yeah, I was so checked out, and everyone was like, "Where were you?" I was like, "I was just like."
I was touring.
I was just in like Omaha.
No big deal.
I was so sick. Like, yeah, and they were like, "Cool."
Was it tough for you to be gaining a fan base all while going through the pandemic and like not being able to tour for a while?
Yeah, I actually think almost like the opposite happened for me, which is weird. I mean, it just happened really naturally, and I'm like really grateful because I was kind of involved in like the whole TikTok stuff pretty early on. Like I think now it's more saturated, and I think it's harder now to kind of gain an audience on there. But when the pandemic started, it was still so fresh and new, and I was able to kind of like build this fan base relatively quickly, as opposed to like taking years of touring and doing like support tours and like playing and like building fans up like that. So yeah, it was pretty crazy. Like I think I was able to get this fan base way quicker than maybe I would have been able to traditionally.
I'm still stuck on the fact that you were touring on the weekends during school.
Like you were bringing all your instruments. I could tell you were thinking about it. Yeah.
You were bringing all your instruments to the airport.
Yeah, but I was doing like carry-on only, so I would send like my basses with me. Like actually no, I think I brought it. But then I was like I was just like had a backpack, and I just had like my show clothes.
You had like
I had it
TSA
down
workers.
Yeah, I had like TSA, clear, like I got it all. I was like so in it.
Were they ever asking you like, "Oh, are you in a band?"
Yeah, people, you know, when you're on flights and you have like, every time I have my instrument, like people are always like, "Oh, what do you play?" And they're like, "What kind of music do you play?" And I'm like, "Okay, yeah." And I'm like, "I'm just trying to sit on this plane, guys."
Speaking of tour, you are currently in the middle of a 22-city tour. How has it been so far?
It's been great. This is the 5th show tonight. It already feels like we've been on tour for like a month. It's been awesome. So yeah, my first real headline tour. Pretty crazy. Tour bus, whole thing.
Nice.
Yeah, really good crew this time. Yeah, I love it. It's been awesome.
What's your favorite thing about touring?
Probably just like seeing the fans or seeing people like in real life. Because during the whole like pandemic thing, it was, you know, crazy. Yeah, just like getting fans online. And even now, like I'll be, you know, working on music for a while and not playing shows. And you kind of forget how your music has impacted people until you actually see people and like meet them, and they're like telling you their story and how you've inspired them. So I think it's really affirming to just like play shows and see that crowd reaction, like that exchange of energy.
Can you explain what is going on in this photo?
Oh my god, I can't believe you found that. That's crazy. Yeah, this is a really good story. Oh my god, I look so funny. I look the same kind of low-key. Don't I look the same? Okay, so basically, so my parents are like artists, right? And they used to be kind of like hippy-dippy vibes. And they took us to Burning Man. This is photos from Burning Man. They took us to Burning Man when I think I was like, I must have been 9 in that photo.
Okay.
Or younger. So they took us to Burning Man. They're 3 kids, and it's really dusty there. So like my dad made these like goggles. So those were the goggles I was wearing. They were like custom made goggles.
Yeah.
And then everyone in the background, you can see everyone's on bikes, because in Burning Man you like bike around the whole playa, they call it, the desert. And I was just like chilling there, like 9-year-old me, like on my little bike at Burning Man, and we like had an RV. It was crazy. And this was back when Burning Man was like like Diplo wasn't DJing there at the time. You know, that now there's all these like these famous DJs go and DJ there, but this was super early days Burning Man, where it was way like, I don't know.
That's a great story.
Yeah. I can't believe you guys found that photo. I love that photo. Every year during Burning Man time I post it because I think it's so funny that we went.
Get to know you question. What's your favorite SpongeBob episode?
Ooh. Okay, the first one that came to mind was the one where they're trying to deliver the pizza and have the song.
Yep.
That one. Or the one where they're like with the chocolate bars.
Yeah, the chocolate with the old lady.
Chocolate. Yeah, that one. Oh, there's so many good ones.
So many good ones.
I haven't seen it in a sec. I gotta rewatch. What's your favorite?
Do you remember the Super Bowl halftime show one?
Oh, that one's
Classic.
really good. That's a really good one.
Classic.
That's a
Squidward going
classic.
against Squid William, his arch nemesis.
That's
it's perfect.
a classic one.
Yeah.
Wasn't the one where like where Squidward gets like his face gets all like
He gets handsome.
Yeah, he gets
Every time
handsome.
he gets hit by like the frying pan, he gets like
yeah
more
he gets
handsome.
like more handsome.
Yeah.
That one's so.
That's a
funny.
great one too.
What a good show.
I feel like we just got closer right there.
Yeah,
That's why I love
that was really
asking people
bonding.
that question.
That was super bonding
You learn a lot
for us.
about people.
Yeah. I need a rewatch.
Facts.
Facts.
So you just recently dropped your new single, Elevator.
Mhm.
What was the creation process of that song like?
I had a session with these guys, and it was my first time working with them. With this guy, Jorgen is the producer, and it was just like immediately good energy, good vibes. You can kind of tell when you like walk in a room if the session's gonna be like fun or not. And it's just like immediately fun, and I laid this like bass line down with some chords, and yeah, I just like this idea of an elevator as like a metaphor for like kind of like ups and downs of life, or just there's so many things you could do with it with that word and that image. So we just kind of started singing like I go up, go down on my elevator, and then just kind of like went from there. It was really fun. We finished the song basically that same day, and that doesn't really happen that much for me. Usually like I take a while and kind of like go back to things, but that one it was just like finished and I was like, this is fire, like this is dope. And that was it.
Out of curiosity, you said sometimes you walk in a session and you can tell if it's gonna be fun or not. What does a not fun session look like?
Actually,
Is it like
I don't know. I
detention?
haven't had. Actually, I don't know, because now I only work with people that I
Want to
like
yeah.
and want to, and I can kind of, yeah, like I already know the people that I like and get along with.
Mhm.
I don't know. I actually don't really have any like really bad
Yeah.
sessions.
That wasn't even for the interview. That was just out of curiosity.
Yeah, it's just like you can just tell if the vibes are like off
Nice.
or if like I don't know.
I feel it.
Or sometimes I'm just like not having a good day, and then
Yeah.
I can just tell I'm not gonna be like my best.
It happens.
You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Happens.
When you walked in here, was it off? Or
No, the
you were
vibes
like,
were great
"Ah,
when I
man."
walked in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
What do you
missed-
guys think?
what-
You guys think my vibes were good?
As soon as you told me that you were standing on the
Yeah, I
street
was like,
instead of
we're gonna
sitting,
get along.
she's like,
Yeah.
I'm not sitting, I'm standing. I was like, you're on the sidewalk, of
No,
course.
I was like, yeah, I'm on the street standing.
That's when I knew. I was like, this is gonna go fine. So what are you currently working on? Like, I saw you just dropped a single, so I would assume that there's a project in the works.
Yeah, I'm working on my album right now.
Mhm.
Pretty exciting.
Can you say
Debut
anything
album.
more to it?
Yeah, I mean, I've been working on it for a while. I mean, I have so many songs, just like so many songs. And now I'm kind of, yeah, like narrowing it down and finishing stuff up and maybe writing a few more too, because now I'm going to be kind of like newly inspired after this tour, I think. But yeah, I've just been making a lot of stuff, just working on that whole process. Making an album is hard.
Yeah,
So, like,
it
a
seems
lot.
like it'd be really
Yeah,
hard.
it's a lot, and it's crazy because there's so many songs that I've made that I really like, but I made them like 2 years ago, and now I just like don't feel as connected to them.
Mhm.
So now I'm like, okay, now I want to make new ones. I don't know. It's just like an ongoing process that takes a long time, especially for your first one. Like I want it to be perfect. I'm like such a
Yeah.
perfectionist with it. So
I feel that.
yeah,
I guess I don't feel that because I've never made an album, but
yeah.
But I
But you
hear
can
you.
assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a personal favorite song that you've ever created?
It kind of switches. I mean, right now I like Elevator a lot.
Mhm.
There's a song on my EP called Nightshade. That's probably like my favorite song that I made, that I produced just with me and my brother, like during the pandemic.
What's
So-
your brother's name?
Rex. He
Nice.
plays drums too for me, so
Oh,
you'll see him
nice.
tonight. He
Sure.
plays.
Sure.
on tour, yeah.
Where do you fall in the mix of your siblings?
He's a few years older, and then
Mhm.
it's me, and then I have a younger brother.
Middle child.
Yeah.
That's tough. I'm also the middle
Oh
child.
yeah? I kind of liked it. Because
Yeah.
I'm also the only girl though, so it's a different dynamic. You
Oh,
get
yeah,
like the
nah,
only
totally
girl
different.
and the middle.
Yeah.
So it's like a perfect mix.
That
What
is
do
very
you-
ideal.
Do you have older?
I'm one of 9. So
What?
Yeah, my parents also split, so it makes a lot more sense. I think if one set of
Whoa.
parents has 9 kids, that's crazy.
That's
But,
crazy. We were just talking about who was it? Nick Cannon.
Oh,
We're-
dude,
Nick
his
Cannon
family
has,
tree's
like,
crazy.
11 kids with all different women.
And
That's crazy.
he's done it in the last like 3 years. Like
That's, like,
none of them,
insane.
other than the Mariah Carey child. Fuck, I guess I shouldn't phrase it like that. Other than the children he has with Mariah Carey,
yeah,
they're
Mariah
like
Carey.
kind of older. But all the rest of them, he has like 10 kids that are under like 2 years old. What a dog.
That's pretty crazy.
Question or thought? Which one? Which one would you prefer?
Now I'm curious.
Dude, there's nothing like I'm using a mechanical pencil right now, but like a wood pencil that's like perfectly sharpened. You know what I'm talking about?
So good. You know, in like school when they had the pencil sharpeners on the wall.
Yeah, you see, those are dull. Like I'm talking like a perfectly sharpened, like fresh out.
I prefer those pencils over
mechanical.
Yeah.
Yeah, mechanical's more consistent, but the wood one, you feel like
you're like
the quality of your work is like higher. Yeah.
And then you're like, when it's like gets like flat, you're like, oh, I really wrote a lot.
Yeah,
you know?
and you're like one with the earth because you're touching wood. You don't know where that came from.
You ever had those the pencil sharpeners like on the wall at school, like on a kid, and you like walk up to the you'd like walk up to the wall while the teacher's teaching, and you're like sharpening the pencil.
We have one here.
Oh, you do?
We do. Yeah, it's in the conference
room.
room.
Those are so satisfying.
We were shooting something with Nike like 6 months ago, and they brought one, and I bought it off of them for $20.
Damn, so nostalgic.
Yeah.
I love those.
And that was just my thought.
Yeah,
anyways,
good thought. Thanks for sharing that one.
Who are some artists that you want to work with in the future?
Bunch of people, like Thundercat, the Gorillas. I really want to do a Gorillas collab. I think would be really cool. Krungbin. I don't know if you guys know Laura Lee. She's like another like female front woman. She's an amazing bass player. Like Mark Ronson I want to work with. Yeah, those are just a few.
All right, last question.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Good one. Honestly, like doing what I'm doing now, but just on a bigger scale, I would say. That's what I would say. Because I love what I'm doing now. So I think just like keeping growing what I'm doing into like a bigger, maybe like just Madison Square Garden, you know, instead of Webster Hall, which is what I'm doing this tour.
Webster Hall is still awesome though.
Webster Hall is so sick. I'm so hyped. And I grew up like 5 blocks away.
Yeah.
And I went to middle school across the street, and I'd always pass by. So it's like this is like a big one. It's the last show of the tour. But like Metro, whatever size the Metro is, but like 5 times that, you know.
Yeah, the Metro is
12,000 or whatever. Yeah, so like, you know, in 5 years' time.
You'll be doing Aragon in Chicago.
Exactly.
And maybe we'll do another interview.
Yeah, and I'll be like, oh, guys, remember when I came last time? And I was like standing on the street instead of sitting.
And I will have a gift bag for you with about 100 perfectly sharpened pencils.
Okay, perfect. Let's do that.
All right,
mark it on the calendar. 5 years.
I wanna get lost with you.